Welcome, writers. Today's Writing Club for Kids session will focus on narrative structure, inspired by Flat Stanley and the Haunted House. This session is suitable for writers between the ages of 6 and 8 years old. Thank you for joining us for Writing Club for Kids. We have been writing together on the weekends, and we wanted to share that experience with you. Today, we are going to focus on narrative structure. Now, that's a fancy term.
Beginning, middle, and end.
Wow! I didn't even ask you the question yet. What is narrative structure?
Beginning, middle, and end.
Okay. And when writers are writing the beginning of a story, what do they often tell their readers?
Characters and setting.
And when writers write the middle of their story, what do they often tell their readers?
Problem.
A problem. And when writers write the end of their story, what often happens?
Solution.
To what?
The problem in
So-
the story.
Great. So we hope that you join us today to write a story with a...
Problem.
Tell our writers at home what they need.
You'll need your writing folder and 3 pieces of writing paper and a pencil.
And can you tell our writers at home where they would find this paper if they don't have it at home?
The link below this video.
Awesome. And often when we are trying to think of a story, we often look for our inspiration. So last night, we read a book. What book did we read last night?
Flat Stanley and the Haunted House.
And the writer of this story introduced some very important characters to the story at the very beginning. Do you remember which characters he introduced?
Flat Stanley, Arthur, their friend, and the bully.
Awesome. And do you remember what the problem was? Don't tell our writers at home what the solution was, because I want them to read the story for themselves. But do you remember what problem the characters encountered in the story?
The bully took the Arthur and Flat Stanley's friend's big, huge candy corn.
So Flat Stanley and Arthur had a friend at this haunted house. That was our setting. And he got a huge candy corn, and a bully took it away. Mm-hmm. So that was the problem. So writers at home, if you want to see what the solution to this problem is, feel free to access...
Check the link under this video.
Yes, and you can access this story. So now that we know what a problem is, we are going to write a story with a problem. And we are going to start with the sketching method. Can you describe the sketching method to our writers at home?
So you sketch your pictures in one of the writing papers.
So writers at home, we're not going to worry about this bottom part right here for now. We are going to focus on this top part, and we are going to sketch our story. And we're going to start with our beginning. And so what would our writers sketch right here in this box to represent the beginning of a story?
Their setting and their characters.
Great. And when they move on to page 2, what will they be sketching in this box?
You would be sketching your problem in this box.
Right. So this will be the middle of your story, and you'll be sketching the problem. And what will they be sketching on page 3?
You guys will be sketching a solution to your problem in your story.
Perfect. So page 3 will be your ending, and this is where you sketch your solution. So this is a perfect place to press pause and take your 3 pages of writing paper and start sketching your story with a beginning, introduction and character, a middle with a
problem,
and an ending with a resolution to that problem. So go ahead and click pause. We'll start writing, and you can start writing too. Now that we've sketched our story, we're going to go ahead and use the touch and tell method to describe our story. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's show our writers at home how this works. Let's touch and tell.
This is one of my characters' Eleanor and my other character, Max, they have a map and they're in a forest on a beautiful sunny day.
Great. So we've got our characters, we've got our setting on page 1, the beginning of our story. Okay, what's going to happen on page 2? Our problem.
A gust of wind comes and Eleanor and the map flies out of Eleanor's hands.
I see sad faces. Why are
And then-
Eleanor and Max sad?
Because it landed in a tree.
I really like how you represented the gusts of wind with the swirlies. Great job. And now on page 3, how are they going to resolve the problem?
Max finds a big rock and Eleanor jumps on the rock and she gets the map and now they can go home and it took all day.
It took all day. It changed from sun to
Tonight.
with our moon. Okay, now that we've used the touch and tell method, writers at home, you go ahead and do that same touch and tell method to whom?
A family member, a cat, a dog, a fish, a stuffy.
Anyone you want. Use the touch and tell method, and then after you're done using the touch and tell method, go ahead and write the words at the bottom of the page that correspond to the words that you used in describing your story. So this is a perfect time for you to pause and write your word, use the touch and tell method, and then write your words, and then we're going to come back and share our story with our writers at home. Hello, writers. We hope you had as much fun using the touch and tell method as we did. And we're going to go ahead and share our story with you. And if you want to share your story with us, go ahead and email us at info@writingclubforkids.com. Go ahead.
Eleanor and Max are on a hike looking for a parrot in a forest on a sunny day.
All right, let's pause for our writers at home. I really like how you introduced the two main characters, Eleanor and Max, and we know the setting. We're in a forest on a sunny day, and now you're going to transition to your problem.
Then they have a trail map to guide them. Then a gust of wind blew the map out of Eleanor's hand and into a tree.
All right, writers at home, please don't worry if you see any spelling or punctuation errors in your writing right now. Our goal is to use sound spelling and do the best that we can with punctuation. And when we get to the editing and revising stage, we'll fix any errors that we might be able to find. So again, do not put too much pressure on yourself to get it perfect the first time. This is only our first draft. We will have many first drafts. How thick is our writing folder going to get? So thick. And then we will choose how many pieces of writing to edit and revise.
One.
We'll choose one to edit and revise and get ready for publication. So let's see how we resolve our problem.
Max finds a big rock for Eleanor to jump on. Then they use the map to find their way home.
Thank you for sharing your story with us today. So what do we do now that we're done with the story?
You staple it
And where do we put it?
in our writing folder.
Great. So we staple it or we find a paper clip. We want to keep all of our pages together because when we ask you to bring your writing folder back for the editing and revising process, we want all the pages to be together. Sometimes we choose to do what with our sketches?
Color them.
So we will leave that up to you. If you want to color your sketches before you put it in your writing folder, please go ahead and do so. So we're going to staple ours, put it in our writing folder. And this is our first draft, and we know we're going to have many more to come, and we hope that you join us for our other writing sessions. What should our writers at home do right now? How will they know if we have another writing session coming up?
Press the subscribe button and
And you will be notified if we have any other writing sessions. We were so excited to have you join us today and write with us. We hope you keep reading and keep writing, and we'll see you soon.
bye-bye.